Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's start with this tweet here from Anderson. Now, a lot of people are going to say this was a long time ago, like that tweet that you see on the right side. I want you guys to understand that a lot of the information that we have on Ripple with XRP and even many of the other assets within this market, a lot of the information is old, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be utilizing it or even looking into it. You got to remember that this information still holds a lot of value even today. Now, this is talking about Bob Way. And it's talking about this patent around XRP with the XRP ledger. We do see, if I understand your remark correctly, the patent will allow for the amplification of the volume/usage of the XRP ledger based on the existing usage. So the more XRP transactions, the more effective this tool becomes. But deploying the tool on itself will not be a magic potion to get things bootstrapped. The patent describes a method that could create an avalanche effect, network effect, when there's enough traction. Hence your call out to get the community involved in the ecosystem and don't sit by idle, so that this is still key to get the engine running. Now, as we look into this avalanche effect, this network effect, I believe that we will see a network effect much larger than anyone can anticipate. We've talked about the value of XRP many times ago in many videos. I've talked about the $100 XRP, the $1,000 XRP, the $10,000 XRP, even we've talked about the absurd buyback prices of XRP at $37,000 to $50,000 to possibly even $100,000. Listen, nobody knows what the value of XRP could be, but I know, and I've said this time and time again, that the value of XRP, if we do see proper adoption of on-demand liquidity as a service, which I don't doubt we won't, I believe that we will see a significant high-priced XRP. The reason why I say that is because of what we are already seeing around Ripple with XRP in terms of on-demand liquidity as a service. On-demand liquidity is being adopted right now. It is being adopted into high-value areas. And I believe going forward, once we do see the key turn the lock and XRP truly be unleashed globally, it is going to be in the end game standard for XRP's value as well as true utility. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we look at this video going back in time. Shout out to XRP Darren over on Twitter. Fame21 more is his at. We do see the choice to use on-demand liquidity is an economic one. It makes sense to use a faster, cheaper, and more secure service. And this is talking about, of course, Jamie Dimon and how he was talking down on crypto because he knows that, listen, his days are numbered around controlling the monopoly banking system. Now listen closely to this video. It's only about 2 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I only want to play a certain point. So let's actually just listen closely, and I'll pause it when we have the point made.
Jamie Dimon on the Hill, a manager I have ultimate respect for. I'm an investor in his company, as every fiduciary is. It's a 5% weighting in any index fund. It is the best managed financial services company in the world, one can argue. When he actually, there's no better words than to say, took a shit on crypto in front of every legislator, which was a huge disservice, but also a wake-up call to make it blatantly obvious that he was talking his own book. He can't do what you can do, and he knows that. And at some point, he's going to realize that, because his clients are going to say, I want to use that service. Right. Maybe in conjunction with what I do with you, but they're just better at what they do in a payment system. To me, it was a turning point, because we're kind of at a low on legislation. I know you're working hard along with others, along with me. There's private investors that go to the Hill. I'm one of them. I mean, when are we going to get some policy on this? Because it was a story 36 months ago that everybody...
And of course, this goes on to talk about regulations, but I want to end it with this question at the end. We don't get to hear the whole question, but listen closely to this.
Thinking things through.
Do you think he feels the threat of this change to his...
And he's talking about the change to his system. I mean, like, this is a full-on change. Yes, I believe that he does feel extremely threatened. I do believe that at the end of the day, listen, what he said in the beginning where he was talking about he's going to have his clients coming to him and say, listen, what you have done in the past for us, what you continue to do for us is great, but on-demand liquidity is far better. I could go and utilize Ripple technology with on-demand liquidity powered by, of course, XRP and get a lot faster settlement, a lot cheaper payments, and it's a lot more transparent and secure. Why wouldn't I? When we look at cross-border payments and their fees, I have this article that was written a while back. This goes back to COVID time, so like 2020. And it's talking about the fees here. So the worldwide average cost of sending money across the border still remains high and is currently around 7%. Now, it's different on a few exchanges, and you could use different services to drop the percentage fee here, but it will never be as low as utilizing Ripple with on-demand liquidity as a service for cross-border payments, which is below 1%, by the way. Banks are labeled as the most expensive remittance channels as they charge an average fee of 11%. Let's look at this, right? So, say for so, I am transacting. Say I'm a large name in the space, and I'm doing massive amounts of money services per year. And say for so, we're doing $1 trillion a year. At the end of the day, even if I'm charged the 7% fee, I am being so we'll just say the full-on charge amount would be $70 billion. That is an absurd amount of money to be paying out in just fees. Now, what if I was paying out the 11% fees? Then I'm paying out $110 billion in just fees alone. This is exactly why the banking sector around cross-border payments and even remittance payments in general are going to fail if they do not adopt this service. If they don't have some sort of crypto-driven service for cross-border payments and remittances, they will not have, they're not going to have a good time. Let's just put it that way. Okay? And we talk about, like, are banks going to find a solution by putting Ripple and Swift on one platform, working together, essentially, transacting massive amounts? This could very well be the case. We can't speculate too much on that, and I don't feel like speculating too much on that. All we know is that when we go over here to the quick guide to instant cross-border payments from Ripple, this was a significant breakdown to me on how things are going to be working going forward, especially with XRP. This is a 2021 PDF file, and it's really kind of talking about where things are right now. Today's global payment system is not built for a fast-moving world, right? Large traditional messaging networks for sending and receiving money are a core component of legacy global payment systems. These networks have many drawbacks that result in slow settlement times and zero visibility into the payment process. And of course, they do mention the limitations here. They also mention the absurd amount of money that gets paid out. So we do see this process requires financial institutions to build relationships and integrations in each country. A complex, time-consuming experience that can take months, cost thousands of dollars, and even require financial institutions to tie up funds in destination accounts around the world. Now, we do see fragmentation being mentioned here, speed, transparency, all that kind of stuff. But we do see this, how we are leapfrogging the limitations of the legacy systems and how many financial institutions around the world are looking to use liquidity solutions to help their customers get a faster, lower cost, and more transparent global payments experience. This is the big focus point because, listen, liquidity is the focus. It has always been the focus. I've always said it anytime I talk about XRP. On-demand liquidity as a service is extremely lucrative for these massive giants in the financial institutional grade area. And of course, when we look at things happening around the financial institutional grade area, we are seeing a lot of adoption for crypto. We are seeing a lot more talks about regulation, and I do think that all of this is going to benefit Ripple with XRP greatly, because we will most likely see XRP be unleashed globally, and it will have full-on mass adoption within the institutional grade sector. Now, talking about on-demand liquidity, we do see it enables a better cross-border payments experience. Here you guys have the breakdown of what it is, but this is what I wanted to talk about, is the core of it. So, cost optimization. These are the key benefits. Drive cost savings by eliminating the need for pre-funding, send payments first, and pay for them later by sourcing additional working capital via extended terms. Superior technology. Get blockchain enabled to secure real-time settlement of funds. Access all of Ripple's global payment rails using one simple API connection. Enjoy a streamlined UI designed to help you onboard, manage, and grow your payment operations. And then, of course, they do mention line of credit, which we've talked about in the past. I don't even think that this exists on their website anymore. Yeah, it doesn't even exist over on their website anymore. I think that they've been doing a few updates with that, but of course, that was powered by XRP as well. And then we do see payment use cases. On-demand liquidity can flexibly suit your business model and support multiple payment use cases, including individual remittances, bulk payments, internal treasury movements as well. And we do see a quote here: Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution, has significantly reduced the cost and delivery time for cross-border transfers, and our customers are seeing the benefits. And again, here we have a few other major names over here: offer instant payouts into new markets through on-demand liquidity partners. And we do see the current capability. Well, I shouldn't even say current, because this is again from 2021, but we do see the current capabilities, which are kind of still in live today. And then you do see the receiver spotlights. Expand your reach by partnering with innovative on-demand liquidity receivers. Check out a few of the top receivers on our network, and this is Bitso, FlashFX, Neum, Tranglo, which, by the way, we've been focused on Bitso. Whale Alert actually has a lot of the Bitso payments that they are receiving. They are a big one, and we've seen a very large increase in volume on Bitso from XRP. In fact, if you go over to CoinMarketCap and you look at Bitso in terms of the volume, XRP is the #1 token on that exchange for transactional volume as well as the total exchange volume. It's insane. And again, you do see XRP being at the forefront of this. But at the end of the day, listen, we are seeing a full-on disruption here, and I think that's only going to get more and more exciting. And I want to finish up this video with this full-on breakdown over here from Bob Way. Again, this is shout out to Anderson for this, but we do see Bob Way wrote extensively about the important role of market makers for XRP and especially on-demand liquidity. I'd recommend everyone to read through these slides. I know it's quite a lot, so it's not for the lazy, but really important to understand the role of market makers. Now, again, this goes in depth on a lot of things around XRP. I might even make a separate video on just this alone, just because there's a lot to this. But it really kind of shows you how the multiplier effects of XRP could significantly increase the value not only of XRP, but also just kind of show you why market cap itself could essentially increase massively as well during that time. And it's not because of the value of XRP increasing massively by the amount of money pouring in, but it's just the value of XRP multiplied by, again, the amount of supply. And we do see down here, so this is the one thing that I want to really kind of talk about. So when Mark buys into XRP, that new unbalanced demand will put an upward pressure on the market price. The more marks you attract, the greater the buy-in, and likewise, the greater the upward pressure on price. For a sake of argument, let's say that Mark ends up with $100,000 and 300,000 XRP. Together, those total his original 200,000 capital stake. So now, time passes. After trading back and forth for a while, if Mark checks his exchange balances, he will see one of two things. So a 33% increase in XRP stake and 33.3% increase in the USD stake as well. Given the price of XRP didn't change over the trading period of time, then both of those represent the same 16.6% return on Mark's investment. You do see the value proposition here. And then we do see over here, again, it really kind of breaks down the full-on market makers idea behind this. Now, again, I don't want to go too in-depth on this, but I'm pretty sure this will break down at some point in time the ROI factor on XRP, as well as why you don't really need a large amount of money to flood into XRP. But this is really kind of just focused on liquidity in general and how, the entire market making aspect works around XRP, as well as on-demand liquidity. But at the end of the day, what I really want to talk about with this is that in the past, we have seen a lot of discussions around on-demand liquidity in XRP. And if you go back to those times where XRP was initially starting to pick up a lot of traction and people were really kind of figuring out what on-demand liquidity actually means, how large it could be, there's been a lot of speculation during that time. And in fact, there's been a lot of comments on, what on-demand liquidity is doing, what XRP could become. There's been a lot of arguments around it, criticism, etc. At the end of the day, there's one thing that's certain to me, okay? And that's if you look at the amount of money that is getting pushed around the globe every single day. We'll say, we could just utilize Swift for an example, right? Because if we do get to the point where Ripple and Swift are being utilized on one massive platform, and that amount of money from Swift is being pushed over something like on-demand liquidity as a service, with XRP being at the forefront of it, we could see a true value of XRP. Right, because it's $5 trillion per day that gets pushed over Swift. Now, if I really wanted to put that price value on XRP, if XRP was being the main settlement token at that time, we'll say we'll do the 50% supply, so the 50 billion of XRP, it would essentially have to be at $100 on just XRP alone through Swift volume, which would be about 11,000 financial institutions transacting on a day-to-day basis. Now, again, I'm not sitting here and saying that value is going to happen tomorrow, next week, whatever, but I'm just saying, to me personally, when we look at the things happening around on-demand liquidity, a lot of people ask me, do you think that's actually going to affect the price of XRP? I look at it like this. If you are going to see this amount of money being pushed over something like the XRP ledger, or just on-demand liquidity as a service through RippleNet, then you would also see a large portion of XRP supply also being moved rapidly. Now, we've never seen a network effect like that. Remember, the only reason why Bitcoin is so high priced is because of the network effects of individuals buying it and adopting it. We're not talking about utilizing it for trillions and trillions of dollars on a day-to-day basis. So think about the network effect that could essentially morph into reality around XRP if we are starting to see financial institutions utilize XRP for their on-demand liquidity purposes. We'll say, their cross-border payments, which could balloon the price of XRP, but it could also really, realistically speaking, the adoption of this could be so absurd to the point where XRP could be trading in the number one spot around crypto, and the value of XRP could be much higher than anyone can anticipate. And I've always said, we really got to look at the utility behind these tokens, because utility will shine at some point in time. Right now, I think that we are extremely early in the space to the point where utility doesn't technically matter. Listen, you could go and look at, what tokens ran the most during 2021. Dogecoin was one of the biggest movers. Shiba Inu did an incredible move as well. These are tokens that for the longest time had no true utility value. It's been all speculation. When we really get to the utility standard around crypto, the price of some of these assets like XRP, in my opinion, will significantly increase, especially as more and more of them get utilized and we see a lot more adoption of specific assets like XRP. Again, I will leave the price valuations up to you. What do you think the price of XRP would be if we did see global coverage of on-demand liquidity and we did see trillions of dollars being pushed through it every single day? To me, it would have to be a lot higher than what anyone can really anticipate. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this before. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.